I'd like to disagree with you
right,
about college is a scam.
Okay.
Just because there's 50% of people who you say don't need college to get a job, why would it be a scam? There's a social impact about college, on America. College is, good.
The majority of kids that go to college when they graduate have a lower view of America than when they entered. Do you think that's a troubling thing?
I think just changing your opinion doesn't really matter too much.
Do you think that college teaches responsibility and hard work and...
Sure.
Okay, well, I find that hard to believe. Why is it that employers are more and more not wanting to hire college graduates and they actually want to hire people that didn't go to college?
What employers?
You can name them out, man. Walmart just got rid of their, even in their corporate level, so you don't need to go to college. Koch Industries, one of the largest employers in the country, from Georgia Pacific Railroad to Dow Chemical. They said we no longer want kids that have gone to college because they end up causing problems because they're super entitled and they have all this like left-wing nonsense that they've been filled with.
Well, then you have engineers, doctors, lawyers, people that
Sure, we need that, but that's less than 20% of the people that go to college.
Yeah, but
college
it'd
is
be
an
wrong to say
institution.
college is a scam if 25% of people become great people. Lawyers, doctors, engineers.
That's not what
really
college
help the
currently
world.
is, though. Again, I'm happy to have you read the book. College is a scam. I wrote it. I can have a more wordy thing, which is the vast majority of people that go to college are receiving a scam for the money that they're borrowing. The vast majority. Of course, there's exceptions. You can make whatever you want with your life. I mean, you could. But I mean, when you enter into an enterprise, you need to know that you are
go into college
let
make
me
more
prove
money
this to
at
you.
the end.
How many of you guys have to take classes that are a waste of time that you wish you wouldn't have to take? Every single hand. You're being scammed against your will to take classes that make you go further into debt. Why can't you say I don't want to take this class? Why as a customer you can't say?
Can you do a differential equation?
You what?
Can you do a differential equation?
Can I do
Can you explain to me the anatomy of a human?
Like somewhat off the top of my head.
You know what psychology is.
Yes, I do know what psychology.
Okay,
I've read
can you
Freud and I've read
explain
Jung.
it to me?
Do you want me to explain psychology?
Well, you can't explain it to the depths of a bachelor's degree or a PhD.
Well, hold
or
on a second.
master's.
Time out. I've sat here with no notes, no phone, and debated people with
Yeah, because
PhDs,
you study
masters.
this because it's your job.
Hold on. I didn't go to college, man. That's the point. Is you can do whatever you want without a college degree. You can listen to podcasts, read books. You
think
don't
about
need
if
to
Gauss
go.
wasn't able to go to the University of Göttingen. That's literally the reason.
I can't hear what you said. What'd you say?
You know Gauss, right? Mathematician.
Yeah, vaguely, sure. Okay.
Vaguely.
Yes, vaguely, yeah.
Oh,
do you know who
okay.
Milton Friedman is? Do you know who Herbert Marcuse is? You know who Thomas Sowell is?
Do you use a phone?
Do you know who Gouverneur Morris is?
Well, that's because of Gauss.
No, you don't. So I could do gotcha too.
Like
so
Euler
before you try to get
going
off
to
your ivory
university
tower
is the
and understand
reason
that not everybody.
he was able to become so proficient in mathematics.
So here's
and
the
change
thing.
the world.
The majority of kids that go to
Most
college
people
are
that get
more depressed than when they enter.
PhD degree are able
Secondly,
to perform much better in their field than someone who doesn't.
Well, then, if that's the question, if that really is true, if college is this amazing accelerant, then why do so many people...
I wouldn't say it is accelerant, but if you're looking at a field of science, right?
Let me finish, man.
And you want to accelerate that field of science,
course, or have you not done that yet?
You need a degree.
All right. Let me make my point. If that's the case, why do half of these kids end up with anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 in debt, and they end up getting a job that says, "Oh, sorry, you never needed the degree in the first place"? Why is that the case? Tell me.
People on average, once going to college, make more money.
Hold on, that's not true. They end up getting a job.
That is.
No, that's only if they graduate and it depends on the field of study. Do you know the average college graduate now is getting a job at $61,000 a year. The average plumber after 18 months, $68,000 a year.
Well,
the
sure,
average
but the
welder,
plumber
$72,000 a year.
With peers,
The plumber didn't go to college. The plumber went to trade or technical school. There's 11 million job openings that do not require a college degree in this country.
Well, who engineered the
million.
stuff plumbers use?
I'm sorry, what?
Who engineered the stuff plumbers use?
I'm sure someone here. I mean, that it's like
someone with a
It's like
degree
saying who
from
designed
college.
the airplane for the pilot to fly. I mean,
Someone with a degree that went to college. Pilots go to college?
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying you get rid of all places of higher learning. The way it's currently comprised for you guys, the amount of debt you have to go into, the classes that you have to take.
Don't get rid of places of higher learning, but then you go on to say
interrupting me
college
every
is a
15
scam.
seconds. You're not debating in good faith because it is a scam. So let me ask you a question. Can you point to other things of American life the last 100 years that have been scams? For example, when they run an advertisement, they say, buy these pills because, we're going to make you super muscular. And they don't have all the fine print that it might not work and you have to have a monthly subscription. We shut down that business for being a scam.
That's a little different, though. That's a
How is
product.
it different? Hold on a second. When you show up to college, did they tell you you have to take all these classes that you didn't sign up for? Did they? It said that you're going to have to take all these different classes. Did they tell you that half of you guys would not ever use your degree?
The first guy reasoned that because 25% of the people aren't being scammed, that means the scam is okay.
I was hoping we could talk a little bit more about how you see college as a scam.
Okay, I think we did that, but sure. So.
If you want to talk about something else, we can talk about something else. I was just curious.
Okay. What would you like to pinpoint on that?
Yeah, well, I think a big part of your issue is that people are spending a lot of money and that you feel like they're not getting the equivalent of all the money that they go into debt or that they have to borrow to make it worth it. Well, in that case, I think education is really awesome. I think it's really valuable. I think education's the only way that someone like you is able to write a book is because someone taught you how to read and write. And education on all levels is great. So that's not that one. I don't think that's your issue with college, right?
Do you know where I went to college?
I don't think that's important right now. Let me just.
I didn't.
I'm just talking. I said read and write. Like, who taught you to read?
No, I agree. I didn't say grade school's a scam.
Can we just keep going? All right.
I said college is a scam, not grade school.
Right.
Keep going.
So we're talking about the financial part, right? So do you think that college should be free then, so that everybody can get like a free education?
No.
Why
not? By the way, what's happening in college is not an education.
Well, okay. You don't think that college should be free because it's not an education? If it was,
no.
Wait. If
Both,
it was an
for both.
education in your eyes, would you think that should be free, or do you?
What do you mean by free? You mean paid by somebody else?
Well, sure, our taxpayer dollars would go to pay for it.
So paid by somebody else.
Sure.
Sure. No, I don't believe that. Your schooling should be paid by somebody else.
I want my taxes to go to schooling for everybody. I think education's great. I don't want my taxes to go to fund wars. I don't want my taxes to go to the military or the police budget, but I don't get to pick.
You don't want any military?
I don't think that it should go to fund the military like that. I want my taxes.
You don't want any police force?
I want my taxes to go towards education because I think education is valuable. Do you think that education should be paid for?
So define education, I'm curious.
Sure, it's just I would probably say that education right now is the ability to go out and learn different mindsets, to be introduced to different subjects, to have the opportunities to talk about these things with a lot of different kinds of people. I think that's the really cool part about college. Someone like you can come here and have different opinions. My history teacher just talked about how he does this whole like, I'm a conservative, old school conservative act, and then one of my other teachers, she's like, I'm a bleeding hippie, you know? There's like a lot of opportunities to just be introduced to subjects you didn't even know were a thing. Like, I didn't know that semiotics was a thing until my last philosophy class, and I think that's really interesting. So just the idea that you get to go out to this place and you get to get taught about a bunch of different ideas, are you against that being available for everyone?
I have a completely different view of what education is. So education in Latin means to lead forth.
Okay.
Your idea of education is the new age, which is we're going to have like a buffet line of postmodern ideas and all ideas are treated the same. I don't believe that at all. College means partnership in Greek, and going back to education, you must lead forth towards something. And I think college should lead you towards the good, the true, and the beautiful.
Okay.
It should lead you towards things.
You think it should lead towards beautiful things?
Of course.
Like beautiful things? Like, you think that we should go out after college and be like, where's the prettiest thing that's
If your idea of beauty is just the aesthetic, then you're not having a great college experience.
What's your idea of beauty? My bad.
That which is perfected in being.
Okay, so you really like the Greek ideas and like the Roman ideas of like the idea of perfection and perfect harmony, because that's like a very Greek and Roman way of approaching.
It's Western, which is the civilization we currently live in.
Okay, but let
me finish.
From Greek and Roman
Of course, you're right. So the good, the true, and the beautiful are the three things that every college student should grapple with.
Poor child. She thinks she's the smartest, most compassionate person in the room when, in fact, she's the most clueless and self-centered.
You guys are willingly participating in the scam. Good for you. The point is that most kids know deep down they're getting ripped off. The number one thing I hear from people across the country in corporate America, boy, college is a waste of time. Boy, I wish I never would have gone. Now I have $60,000 in debt, $70,000 in debt. I wanted to start a business, but now I don't have the credit to do it. Instead, we are wasting our most prized possession, our 18 to 22-year-olds, to go stick them at many universities when they shouldn't be here in the first place. And it is a failed project. It is making us poorer. And by the way, just look at the actual numbers over a period of time. Has it worked? Is homeownership now going up for young college graduates?
How are we going to blame that on college, though?
There's
a lot of different reasons that people are not able to buy homes.
It's the most equally applicable thing across the board for a generation.
I wouldn't say so.
And if you look at the average, how much debt do you have to go to school, by the way?
None.
None? Okay, wow. Are you on scholarship or?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's paying for your college then?
Probably the federal government.
Okay, so I'm paying for your college, is what you're saying. My taxes are paying for your college. So wait, you're on grant or what?
I'm not going to discuss my college finances with
Well, no,
you.
this is really important. This is why you're so defensive of college.
Yeah.
This is why you're so forceful, because you don't have to walk around the rest of your life with $100,000 student
I
loan
know
debt.
plenty of people that have part-time
Hold on a second.
jobs and go to college.
This explains you perfectly. I, the taxpayer, when I write my check to the IRS, I'm subsidizing your ability to go to college.
Okay. When
And I
I
think that's a
write
huge
my
mistake,
check to the
'cause-
IRS, I
'cause
also give money for people to go to college.
You should have skin in the game. You should, and you don't right now. You are doing a freeloading thing. Of course, you should be defensive of
I
college.
pay taxes. I pay federal taxes.
Yeah,
I pay state taxes.
I'm
Well,
sure I
state-
pay a
not
little
state
bit more than
income
you, but
taxes,
that's a separate issue. But the point is this: is
That's
that
probably true.
do you think you pay anywhere close to the tuition value you get at the school? Probably not.
Yeah, probably I do. It's like $5,000 a semester. It's a lot of money, but you get a lot out of
Wait,
that.
hold on. How much is it to go to school here?
It's around 5,000.
So in-state.
This kid completely does not understand the point you're trying to make. He's arguing something that you already agree with.
I want to hear what your biggest gun is.
Well, let's do it this way. Why don't you tell me something and we can? I have
Sure.
lots of opinions. So.
Awesome. All right. I don't think college is a scam. So,
Okay.
and I mean, I don't know if you agree with that, but it's on all your shirts, so I would
Sure.
assume you agree
well,
with that.
I did write a book. So how about this? What would you say is a scam?
I mean, I feel like it's kind of on you to tell me what the scam is because you're making the
No,
claim
let's
here,
define
right?
what a scam. Can we agree
Oh
on
yeah,
what a scam is?
can you give me a
So,
definition first? Because you're the
how
one making the
about-
claim.
How about if 40% of your customers don't get the product?
Sure.
Is that a scam?
Well, I mean, it kind of depends on like what your promise was when you gave the product in the first place, right?
Okay, so how about if you go to Chili's and 40% of your customers get food poisoning?
I kind of reject your equivalency here because you're saying that there's an actual necessary like return on what you're asking for when college in and of itself doesn't necessarily say that you're going to get this. There
No,
might
no.
be a
Hold on. I'm talking graduation
There might be a
rate.
cultural. There might be a cultural.
I'm talking about a graduation. So what is the national graduation rate?
I mean, you tell me.
59%. How
Okay.
many of you know someone that dropped out of college? Everyone hand goes up. Yes.
That's me.
41% of kids that go to college do not drop out.
Yeah.
What percentage of kids that graduate college get jobs that do not require a college degree 10 years after graduating?
I'm not sure.
Over half.
Okay.
So the degree is useless for over
Well,
half
I feel like
of the...
hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Over-
Wait. Hold on. You
So-
just spoke.
So,
Let me.
no, debate
All right,
those two
fair
things.
enough.
Graduation rate and whether or not a college degree is useful in the marketplace.
Well, I mean, you're kind of saying that like because people aren't or like they're not, I guess, using their degree 10 years from like when they got it, that necessarily means that like college is useless. But you're kind of like forgetting like if I do a job, right? Like any of the people working here, right? They work for you maybe 2 years, work at Turning Point, right? They take skills that they learn with them to a new job. So not necessarily that they are using everything they learned at this job and then taking it to the next one. They could be just like doing something completely different. So you could say that maybe their work here was useless, but you probably wouldn't think that, right? I think it's kind of the same thing with college, except that like you might not necessarily use your degree, but you're using skills that you got at college for your next job. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to
but
use it in the future.
I want to make sure you're understanding what I'm saying. The job that they get does not require them to have a degree, so they could have gotten that job out of high school.
Sure, but like
So
what,
they could have got the skills without the
Well, I mean-
$100,000 in debt.
you're kind of like skipping the midpoint here, right? Because like if you learn something and then don't necessarily like use it at your next job, that doesn't necessarily mean what you learned before was like useless.
Okay,
so
so
I think what you're predicating this
what-
on like
what-
that college
what do
has
you
to
learn-
be something that you use in the future, right?
The vast majority of
Or the degree,
students
sorry.
that enter college, what do you think they learn that is most useful in the marketplace?
Oh, that's a great question. There's so many things that you can use. You have interpersonal people skills. You have the ability to speak. You have communication classes where you learn how to make a speech, like I'm doing right now.
So you think,
have plenty of different
college
things.
is necessary to learn to give a speech or
I mean, not,
interpersonal?
probably not necessary, but I don't
Oh,
really
so
know
it's
where
not
anyone
necessary.
Else,
Okay.
Well, hold on, because my claim was never it's necessary. Your claim was that college is a scam, and I'm not saying it's necessary. You're just saying it's a scam.
Bring this college student back after he graduates and ask him where he's working and what he is doing. If you found his points interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Let us know your thoughts on college in the comments below. Stay tuned for more eye-opening videos.